top 5 goalkeepers in the Premier League right now. So the ones who haven't made the 10, there's some good ones that omitted. Ben Foster, Dean Henderson at Sheffield United, Dubravka at Newcastle's good goalkeepers in the Premier League.
And you go and put in Lucas Fabianski. You know how much I love Lucas Fabianski.
It's for you.
Fortunately, as now.
Your West Ham
Yeah.
But does he make your top 5? You want to
Not my top 5.
Let's have a little bit of suspense then and start from 5 and go up the way to 1. Who you got at 5?
Well, 5, I'm actually going to go Jordan Pickford, who I think...
5?
Listen, I'll be really honest with you. I think between 3 and 5, there's not a whole lot between them. And I'll explain as much. I like Jordan Pickford a lot. I just feel at times he makes some mental errors that I think he's better than.
So is that focus?
Yes, it is.
Or a lack of?
Yes, it is. And listen, that's a big part of what I feel goalkeepers need to be about.
Yeah.
Not just making the big saves and the great saves, but being reliable and not making errors. I think Jordan Pickford probably makes bigger saves than who we'll see in 3 and 4.
But it's the whole package.
But at times, I just feel he makes some small errors.
How do you work on that, by the way? How do you work on the mental side?
In my opinion,
will it come with experience?
that comes with experience.
Okay.
That comes with experience.
Because he's still young, he's a good
Yes,
goalkeeper.
absolutely.
He's at 5, 4.
Kasper Schmeichel.
Okay.
I think Kasper Schmeichel is a far better goalkeeper than anybody has ever given him credit for. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because of who his dad is. Now, he's not...
Who's his dad?
He is not, and in my opinion, I think Peter Schmeichel has been the best goalkeeper the Premier League has seen. Maybe with the exception of number 1. But that's where my money is right now.
Whoa.
Kasper Schmeichel, I think, has been consistently good for quite some time.
Focus is good.
He is the total package.
And he's
maybe it's because he's playing, and well, added to that, not just with that, maybe because he's playing with Leicester. I think he has been consistently good for a very long time.
But he's only at 4.
Yeah.
So your top 3.
Rui Patricio. Experienced, solid, unwavering. Again, in this 3, I don't think there's a lot between. Rui Patricio, for me, has been probably the most reliable of this 3, which is why I have him as high as I do.
You've only got 2 spots. And you've got 3 goalkeepers there. Wow. So either De Gea or Alisson's missing out. No De Gea.
Nah.
Not this season. This
No,
is based on right now.
Correct. If we're talking about the Premier League over the last 10 years, which we've done, given that it was the end of the decade and all that, De Gea was in.
Which is fine.
Over the last 18 months, De Gea doesn't deserve to be in here.
I'm going to take you back 60 seconds to a comment you made about Kasper's dad, Schmeichel.
Yeah.
And you said that he may be the best goalkeeper, with the exception, potentially, of my number 1.
Yeah.
He, in your opinion, is the best goalkeeper the Premier League has seen?
I'll tell you, what we've seen from Alisson has been simply outstanding since his arrival. The challenge with talking about the best goalkeepers that the Premier League has seen is that he's only been here, 2 years? And that becomes, when you try to measure that against somebody like Peter Schmeichel, who's played for the length of time that he has.
He's been all right
Or
as well.
Van der Sar, exactly. Now you're talking about a bigger body of work. Alisson's only been there 2 years, so it's tough to make this best of the Premier League, best ever in the Premier League, when you have such a short data set in the case of Alisson. But I don't think anybody can question his attributes. Everything about his game, you simply cannot fault.
Yeah.
And listen, better with his feet, then you can make the argument better on his feet than the predecessors. But the game has changed.
Yeah.
Exactly, the game has changed. Peter Schmeichel didn't need to be good with his feet. He needed to be stronger in the air than Alisson is, because of how the game has changed. Right now, for today's game, I don't think there's anything more you can ask of Alisson.
Final question. I want you to pick a goalkeeper for England for the Euros. The fact that you've only got 1 Englishman in your top 5, is it as simple as Pickford's your number 1, or Pope, or someone else?
No, I'll go with Pickford. And it's a similar question I think we've been asking around the England goalkeeping position for quite some time. But I think Pickford has shown. I had bigger concerns going into the last World Cup around Pickford. But we saw how he equipped himself. Exactly. We saw how he equipped himself. My concerns around him then was coming from Sunderland and the number of goals that he conceded at Everton. Would would that play on him mentally? And again, he answered those questions with performances. I'm not looking any further than Jordan Pickford for quite some time.
Just finally, someone who didn't make our list, but I think in the next 5 or 10 years, Man United have got big hopes for their loanee at Sheffield United, Dean Henderson, to be his eventual replacement. You like him?
Yeah, I think he's done very well in that team, and in a team that, given how they play, just given the whole kind of their philosophy around the game, unwavering, doesn't make a whole lot of errors. That's for me is the most important attribute of a goalkeeper.
There's only one reason Alisson is number one. It's because Petr Cech's not here, because Cech's got your shirt in his man cave.
Petr Cech would be number one.
He would be, but in the absence of Petr Cech, Alisson will have to make do.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.